Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Modern Woodcarver Podcast. Today is an incredibly special episode. I'm really honored to be joined by Doug Linker, who is an absolutely incredible legend in the woodcarving community. Not an episode goes by where his name isn't mentioned or his work isn't talked about. Um, so Doug, I really appreciate you coming on the show and taking the time to do this. It really
No,
is an honor.
not a problem. Glad that you're doing something like this. Gives me something to
Thank
listen
you.
to.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun for me to do this. I'm getting to meet a lot of really cool, talented people, really super talented people.
Yeah,
And
I've been catching up on your backlog, and it's just fun. I like it.
thank you.
Keep it up. Don't
Yeah.
stop. Don't stop like we did.
No, I plan on keeping it going.
Good.
I really did like your show with Alec. And a lot of other people have mentioned it to me as well. And I feel like there was a void missing without it.
Yeah, yeah. There's you and somebody else were devastated.
Just the two
You
people.
and one other person. Yeah, yeah.
No, that's funny. But yeah. I mean, unless someone out in the audience has been living under a rock and doesn't know who you are, um, you are a super talented carver. You're a content creator on YouTube. Um, so, how did you get started with carving?
Well, it was like most people surfing YouTube came across buddy Gene Messer.
You were inspired by Gene Messer. Gene is another legend in the game. I don't think he's as well known these days since he slowed down significantly, and I think
He-
he quit.
Yeah,
Essentially, put out his last video, which I was sad to see.
I was
Um,
sad for him, but I was happy for him. I kind
yeah,
of felt like I was like, "Look, your job is done. Relax. Just enjoy carving again." So
yeah, he's definitely earned that break
yeah,
for sure.
yeah,
And I was honored just to be. He mentioned my name in that video, which was just incredible. I mean, I felt that to my core because I was brought up amongst all these legends in the game, you and Johnny and Jerry McNulty and a bunch of others that he brought up. So it was really inspiring to hear him mention the podcast and everything.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so I feel honored for that.
yeah. He's always been good for that, though. He's always shouting
He
people out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a real advocate on Facebook. I don't really go on Facebook all that much
yeah.
to
I don't have Facebook either. I
yeah.
think when Facebook started, whatever, 15 years ago, I think I was on for 3 or 4 months. I bailed and never went back.
Yeah. Yeah, I find it hard to navigate Facebook. I lean more towards Instagram, but
I am on Instagram too, but excuse me. I've got YouTube is my main thing. I forget about Instagram sometimes for days or weeks, and then I go back and try and catch up with everybody. But YouTube's my main thing for social media. I just don't have the time, and the problem is every time if I do start something or open something up, then I have lots of friends that I don't know. And so then I just gain 125 conversations on the go, I was like, I just stick to one platform now and keep them all together. So,
yeah, that
yeah.
makes sense. It's got to be hard to navigate all that, given that you have such a large following.
Yeah. Well, it's good to encourage people, but yeah, it takes a toll. You can't be everybody's coach. You know, it's hard. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. As much as you want to be, you can't.
Yeah, no.
Um,
No.
I
But
think
it's
most
all
people
good.
understand that, though.
Yeah. I hope
There
so.
might be there might be a few that get upset if you don't respond, but
Yeah. What do you do,
it's
hey?
a hard thing to navigate, I guess.
Yeah.
Now, I know you started off with the bushcraft thing. I know you still do that. It's a hobby or a passion of yours for you to just kind of go out in the woods and camp around and
Yeah, so, actually, I'm a YouTube woodcarver by total accident because of the bushcraft community. Like, I did not belong on YouTube making carving videos for regular people when I started out. I was in the bushcraft so, way back in the day, I was on the forum called Bushcraft USA, and, they had challenges, and you got little patches and stuff, like spending overnight in the snowbank or make a fire with sticks and whatnot. But to submit your entry, you had to videotape it. So you videotaped it, put it on Instagram or on YouTube, and then put it on the forum. So then that turned into trips, and then a few of us started documenting our actual camping trips and our outings and stuff, and then putting them on the forum as little trip reports. And then back then, and to the most part today, everybody's just carving spoons and
Mhm.
chopsticks on the campfire, you know? And like I said, when I saw Gene Messer's Little Man and saw how fun and exciting it was and fairly simple to do, then I wanted to bring that back to the bushcraft community. So I started filming little tutorials of the little wood spirits and little men and whatnot in the beginning for the bushcraft forum, basically. So,
Interesting.
like, honestly, I had no business teaching wood carving at all. I, but to be fair, compared to them, I was better than they were. So I showed those guys. So, but
Oh, very cool. Yeah,
yeah,
because I know you put out a few bushcraft videos, and I didn't realize that you were doing it specifically for that. I thought maybe you were trying to just upload it to YouTube,
yeah, no, it was only
for
YouTube.
YouTube's sake.
Yeah, so you could embed it in the forum. That was basically it. But I had
Interesting.
another whole channel before this actual channel too, of just more smaller tasks and challenges and stuff. But I
And
just
what
deleted
happened
it.
to that channel? Is it's gone?
I just wiped it out. Yep. People,
Oh,
that I didn't. My skin was not as thick as it is today on that channel. I'll say that.
okay. Fair enough.
And when you're starting out and you start getting bombed with hate and name calling and stuff, you're like, I don't need to do this. I don't need this,
Yeah.
and just
Es-
delete it. But
Especially if you're not gaining anything from it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But trolls are out there, but now I just laugh and block them forever. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a good mindset to have, I guess. I haven't
If they
experienced that yet.
oh,
So,
it'll come. It'll
uh,
come. Just be ready for it. Just
I got a few weird messages, but nothing really to get offended about.
oh, no, I
But
bet, like, total name calling and calling my wife's names and everything, and, yeah, they're just trying to get a rise out of you, so if I'm really mad, I'll type out the nastiest response I can and then, just delete it, and then I feel better. But
that's a good
you
little
see,
tip.
you don't get in battles with these guys. They just that's what they want. They're just trolls. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Interesting.
uh,
Yeah, I'm sure it'll come. Not that I'm inviting it, but
no. Well, another thing too is you don't understand always, uh, or the way that I read things. I could read something and take it because I guess I'm expecting the worst. So I'll take it the wrong
okay.
way, and my wife will read the same thing going, "No, they're saying that's nice." I'm like, "Really?" You know, just without the voice, you don't get the inflection of how they're saying what they're saying. So
That's true.
you could totally take things the wrong way.
Yeah, you
But
definitely can't gauge tone in a
no,
comment or text.
no, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Crazy world with the internet.
yeah, yeah, it's, who'd have thought it? I never, you're a little bit younger than I am, but, like, I had a house and kids and everything before I ever had a computer. So
Oh, wow.
the
Yeah.
people that are growing up today with something in their hand at all times, I don't know, I guess it'll just be a different life.
Yeah. It's weird because I grew up in both realms. I grew up without the internet and then with the internet.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's,
you're right on the edge
uh,
there, yeah,
yeah, I'm right on the edge. So I can appreciate both aspects of it.
yeah.
Um, yeah.
But I don't think I've even played a video game, really, so
No, oh,
that's
I
why
play
I
video
warned
games.
you. People think that I'm this computer tech too. I warned you when you contact me, I said, "Just know that I'm a computer idiot because I figured out how to edit a video together and get it on YouTube, and that's about it."
Well, it's funny because I guess people see your content, the amount of views and subscribers you have, and I'm guilty of it too. I would have assumed that you are this, you know, internet savvy kind of person because you've amassed such a big following.
This is
Um,
why I laugh at people when they think, like, I'm a small town farm boy with this secret internet world that people my day to day have no clue about. It's just it's just weird. But,
it's got to be. So I'm assuming some people know in your day
well,
to day
some people
world, but
know. Yeah, they see what I do,
yeah.
especially they used to watch. Maybe they used to watch my videos when I did a lot more of the camping and stuff. But now the people that I do know, they're like, "Well, I'm not a carver, so I don't really watch yours." I said, "You don't have to. You
Yeah.
don't have to watch it. Yeah, you're not required to watch my videos." So no, there are a few people,
It,
but
it's funny because I have, you know, family like my mom. She's always saying, "Did you send the podcast to this person, that, you know, family, friends and stuff?" And I was like,
yeah,
they're not going to care.
no,
Like
no,
it's wood carving. Like
yeah,
maybe they'll watch for like 2 minutes to see what I'm doing, but
charity
they're
care.
not.
Yeah,
y- Yeah, they're not gonna subscribe and they're not gonna watch every episode. They're not gonna care.
yeah,
They would have no idea who you are or any
yeah,
other of these guys. Um, you know, a very small percentage might be interested in it.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
for sure.
but
And to be honest, I don't care.
yeah,
I'm happy that they don't know what I'm doing. So, but they like people on Instagram. They like to see the pictures, and that's all they need to see, really, if you know them. But like I was saying though before though,
that's true. Yeah.
I had never even carved with another person till last year in my whole time. I've
Oh
just been by
wow,
myself. Yeah. So never took a class. My
that's
first class I
interesting.
ever took was last year. So
Where did you take that class?
I went North House Folk School up Grand Marais, Minnesota, and that was with Charles Banks, who I
Oh
absolutely
yeah, his
love.
stuff is good.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah, he does the
He
flat plane. His beard's
yeah,
blowing in the wind.
like that's one of his, right? And then
Yeah, that's a really cool piece.
that's something like I would do. But yeah, yeah, that was a real fun time. So I'm gonna do it again, I believe. So it's nice when you
Yeah, I
find
would
your own
love to do
people.
one of these classes.
Yeah, it took
Yeah,
me a decade. But go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm in one of those areas where there's not really any carvers around me. I think there's some, but yeah, no,
I
I
have
haven't
none.
come across any.
I have
Yeah,
nobody within hundreds of miles at all.
that's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I've
Yeah,
never carved with anybody. In fact, Alec is probably closer in the States than anybody that would be
than
carving
anyone near you.
in Ontario, to anyone near me. Yeah, yeah. Because
Wow.
he's actually fairly close over the border to me. So
Okay, so maybe you guys
yeah,
can meet at the border and just not cross
yeah,
and carve together.
yeah, yeah. The border's a little sketchy these days, but you never know.
Yeah.
But we won't talk about that.
Well, that's where FaceTime comes in handy. You just
Yeah.
FaceTime
Oh
each
yeah.
other and
Yeah. We know how to
carve
FaceTime.
away.
Yeah. So
Are you near Manitoba?
no,
I don't know Canada all that well.
no, no. To get to the
Okay.
border, if I to get to Manitoba, it would be 24-hour drive to the border, and that's right beside. That's our Ontario's neighbor. But I have to go
Okay.
around the Great Lakes, and I could go to Florida in the same time as get to the edge of Manitoba.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because
So
I had a guest on, Noah Head.
who I love.
He yeah, his stuff
Come
is great.
on.
The
Yeah.
Sasquatches, and
I
he's
eh,
from Manitoba.
yeah. So I envy someone. Well, for me, I'll talk about me, then we'll go back to Noah. I g- always, what's next? What's next? What's next? This. I envy people who can stick to a topic or one type of carving and just
Yeah.
hone in. Like, look at his Bigfoots today, even from 6 months ago. They're doing peace signs and
Yeah.
and he just stuck to Bigfoot. And maybe a few
Yeah.
different things, but once in a while. But no, I envy that so much to be able to just stick with one thing. I jumped all over the place, and at the end of the day, I'm right back where I started after spending thousands and thousands of dollars on every other type of carving. I'm right back to just a knife again, predominantly.
Interest
Yeah,
Yeah, see, I'm in that same realm where I jump around. I do the
yeah.
realism, I do the characters, I do animals. So I do agree with you with that. It'd be nice to just have
Like,
one subject matter and stick
well,
with it.
they're the ones that excel. You know,
Yeah, I mean,
it's
he's really honed his skills in that.
yeah. But even the other, I found. Have you ever heard of the fella David Pico? Poet
Yeah,
carving. So I gave
yeah,
him a big shout out in one of my videos and stuff, and he sent me one of his little guys. And this is all he does. And
yeah.
I
Those little
absolutely
flat plane guys.
yeah, and I love that. He's just content to do that, and they're fantastic.
Yeah, his work is great.
Yeah.
I saw you shouted him out, and he blew up a little bit because of it, which
Yeah, he did
well
get a little
deserved.
boost, so that was
He,
but
he,
like I said, when I found him, I said, "Where have you been?" I was instantly hooked, so yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of those guys out there that, stick to that one subject and they just
Yeah.
excel at what they do. And it's great.
Yeah, no, for sure. When I started, followed Gene and thought, "Well, I'll do better, bigger, better." Bought all the gouges and V tools, and then started doing the faces and realistic faces. And then I jumped back to another hero of mine was Jack Price. Have you ever heard that name? Goes way
Doesn't sound
back.
familiar.
He's passed
Yeah.
away now, but well, I got something here somewhere, but he spent his whole life doing miniatures, little guys like that. And
Oh, that's really cool.
oh
I
yeah,
like the nose.
yeah, I bought a VHS tape from him when I started carving, and yeah, he does it. But again, he's just focused on little things, and he was there. But I would jump from logs to soapstone, back to one by one, back to bigger faces and bark and everything else. And yeah, it's just the way my brain's wired.
Yeah, me too. I like to do the
Yeah,
relief and I'm all over the place. Especially doing these shows. I'm talking to so many different types of carvers with different styles.
yeah,
So I'll talk to them and I'm immediately inspired by what they do. So if it's a
yeah,
caricature carver, I'm like, okay, I want to go carve a caricature. If
yeah.
I talked to Alec and I was like, I got to go carve some realism. And then, um, yeah, so I've just been kind
How
of running with that, which is nice.
how bad are you though? Like when you start carving like bark or something, go, oh, do you? Because this is me. Oh, I'm only carving bark from now on. I'm a bark carver. 3 months
Yeah.
later, it's like I don't want to carve bark anymore. Do something
I-
else.
I'm I'm definitely the same way. I mean, you could
Yeah,
see everything on my table there. That was from
yeah,
one log that I bought. And I immediately went from one to the next to the next to the next until I think it was that girl right there I tried doing, female
yeah.
face, and I completely butchered it.
As you do.
And
Yeah, me too.
I was like, this does not look like a woman at all. It was like, it
Yeah,
sucks. So I put the bark down and switched back to basswood for a while.
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
then I took Charles's class, and I was like, I'm only going to do larger flat plane carvings from now on. And then 2 weeks later, I'm grabbing little one by ones and making silly chickens with overalls or
little
something, like
little chickens.
oh,
That video was great, by the way. I love the chickens.
I rarely watch my own videos, but I've actually watched it again since I uploaded it because I kinda still laugh at it with the chickens interrupting me, and, it's just a fun like, that was a shorter video, and I actually had a fairly decent flow with the carving, and then the chickens added so much to the video, like,
They did, it made
I
it funny.
yeah, I actually kinda like that video, so,
I
yeah.
do too. I was gonna ask you, did you catch any flack for the chickens? Because at
Well,
one
I think
point in the video, it got a little out of hand where they were just
yeah, and I think
yeah.
if they were paying attention, I think I said in the video, I said, "Oh, here comes the complaints that,
I
the
heard
chickens
that.
took away from your chicken video," and I said so I think by saying acknowledging it, I haven't had anything, but
Interesting.
again, who cares? It's a
Yeah,
chicken video. You got
it's a
something to say?
chicken,
Yeah, and yeah,
and the
I
core
don't
of
go ahead.
the core of what you're doing is still there. Like, you could still
It's
gain the
all
information.
nonsense regardless. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, no, I don't I'm so much looser now and not so uptight, and I don't care. If if you're complaining about chicken sounds in a chicken video, then get a life or go watch somebody else, right? I
Yeah.
don't care. I can't care.
You
Yeah,
can't. I mean,
you can't.
and
No.
what you're doing is, like, you don't have to be doing it either.
Mm-mm.
You know, you're I don't know why. I actually do wanna ask you why you keep doing the videos, but you don't have to be doing this. I mean, I know it's not your main job or your main focus or anything, but, like, I think people should kind of understand that it is a hobby to some extent, and it's just a passion or a fun project for you to do to share all these tutorials.
Yeah,
So
yeah, for
maybe
sure.
not take it so serious with, you know, there's a little aspect of the video that annoys you.
Yeah, and just know that Doug doesn't care if you have to
Just know Doug does not
Just know,
care.
I don't care. I don't care. I've given you guys 10 years of no, just kidding. But, well, there you do like, even the money is weak if you're doing it for the money. Like, when I started out, I never made money at all, and, it was just to get more people carving because in my simple mind, because I had never seen this done before, I didn't know there was a CCA. I didn't know there was all these carving groups. I knew nothing. I thought this was a dead hobby.
Hmm.
Honestly, I thought it was a Gene Messer is the only man in the States that carves, and
Yeah.
I'm in Canada. I'm gonna share this with my bushcraft guys. Honestly, that's what I thought. So I thought we're gonna kinda revive a dying, hobby. Honestly, I didn't know there was woodcarvers everywhere. So that's what I did. And then you make a little bit of money, but as your catalog grows, the trickle is a little bit better. So you keep doing it for a little bit of money on the side. But if I
Yeah.
do far better if I sold something.
Interesting.
I've never sold a thing in 10 years.
So
So
really? You haven't
yeah,
sold anything?
nothing, nothing.
That's kind of weird. I would assume you would have
Yeah,
sold things, but
no, I've never
I'm
sold.
also
I should have. I should have, but no, I've got them everywhere. My grandkids have boxes, and I've got boxes in the back that's yeah, I always it's such a pain in the rear to go to the post office these days too, and,
yeah.
you you sell a little carving for whatever you get, you package it all up, buy a box that fits, 18 messages back and forth getting addresses or whatever, however you do it, or Etsy, taking pictures, have a photo shoot with each little carving, to put
Yeah.
on Etsy, and then, I didn't have time, honestly. So I thought for
It
now I'll focus on the videos, and when the videos die, then I can sell some stuff. And, and even today, it's not that videos are dying today, but my goodness, there's hundreds of channels now, isn't there? Like,
yeah.
there's so many YouTube channels, and, I was one of few when I started, I guess. So, the numbers aren't growing, and, like, even my videos, like, the numbers are declining. So,
Wow. Yeah, see, it's funny. So I was under the impression for many years watching your videos that, oh, he's a YouTuber, and I see that, I see the numbers on the videos. I see, oh, he's got this many subscribers and this, and I always assumed that this was your job for a
yeah.
long time, until I don't know if you did a podcast or in a video you mentioned that you had a job. And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
wait a minute, this guy has a job.
Yeah.
um and I was like, immediately like, maybe it's not as lucrative as people think.
Yeah.
um YouTube.
You had you gotta make numbers, like, big numbers.
Yeah, and I guess
I'm not complaining, I'm
get
happy for what I do get, but,
no, I'm sure it's, yeah,
no, you could maybe as a retirement you could squeak by, but,
interesting.
no, I've always had, a couple jobs with the on top of the YouTube. YouTube was always squeezed in, that's why I keep burning out and take months off at a time because I just can't, everything else gets behind, so
It's hard to juggle, yeah.
it is very hard to juggle, and I've never been one, and I should, and I'm gonna try and start a little bit more to just go out and take a piece of wood and do a one-off carving. I need to do that more often instead of making a dozen of the same thing so that I can teach it. 'Cause in
Yeah.
my mind, I could never teach. If I don't know where my next cut is, how can I teach you something if I don't know what I'm doing? So I like the idea of just talking and carving at the same time too, and that takes a little bit of the pressure off too. But
Yeah, because I've said this in other episodes, the amount of work that you put into each video is immense. I mean, you, like you said, you carve a dozen or 20 of them of the same little chicken, and
yeah,
you paint each one of them, which has to take time.
yeah,
And then you spend the time filming it, and I'm not sure how much editing you do to these videos, but I'm sure it's a fair bit amount. And then posting it and everything else that just goes along with uploading a video. Like, there's
yeah.
a lot of time and effort involved in these things.
A lot of
Um,
waiting too, or as you know, uploading things
yeah, a
unless you
lot of
got
waiting.
fantastic internet. But yeah, but so but it's, I kind of enjoy it too. Like I said, the chicken video, I kinda like that, but I do find once in a while, and that's why I kind of backed off for a little bit on the one by one series, because the one by one series that I was doing, I enjoy pocket carving, like something in your pocket, but I was really doing that for all the people that, have no access to saws and tools, and I always pictured a whole apartment building of people just with a knife. Don't need any tools and whatnot, and they can just, carve easily, and, it's accessible for anybody. Right.
Yeah, I think the one by one series is great too, especially for beginners, because there's not a lot of wood to remove. You
Yep.
can get a finished piece relatively quickly.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and one of my favorite videos that you've done is the one by one gnome. The
Which,
little,
did you,
he's
the
the hillbilly, one by one hillbilly he did
oh, without the eyes, the little guy,
without the eyes. Yeah,
the tiny guy, yeah.
yeah, so I ran with that one.
Did you?
I love that one so much, and I made my own series of gnomes, and over the years I've made dozens upon dozens of them. I mean, this one of this most recent guys I did was this big gnome, which again is inspired by that, but he's got his pants hanging down.
There you go. I like that.
Yeah, but I've taken your original. I don't know if it's an original design, but I've taken your design in your video, and I've just kind of ran with it and tweaked
So
it, and made it my own, and added my own elements to
and
them.
that's exactly what I would do, like, there's nothing new out there, honestly.
Yeah,
There's nothing
very
new
true.
under the sun, like, uh, Mike Shipley had a
Mhm.
hillbilly, and that
Y
hillbilly has spawned everybody's hillbillies that I can think of, and it's
yeah.
just variations. And the idea of doing a nose with no eyes, like Dave Stetson kind of did that with his wizard or something decades ago, and that's where the nose. But then after that, everybody just takes these ideas, makes it their own to some degree, and yeah, and that's I don't think there's any other way. Especially if
Yeah, I
you
mean
go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
No, just 'cause you can't unsee something. You
It's
like,
true.
right? So, like, even after I made the chicken video, I put in on YouTube, "Carve a chicken," and I was just hoping that nobody else did the same thing after I had a dozen of them, because in my mind, I made up that chicken. The dimensions, everything I wasted all kinds of wood trying to come up with it, and then w other times I've done that, and somebody will have carved the whole thing, same idea as what I was doing, on my own in my head. 3 years ago, someone just did that, or on
Yeah.
Instagram, you see it, but so I said, there's nothing new. So, many
Yeah, no,
things,
definitely.
I have not done because I saw somebody else do it, but I think
Mm.
nobody really cares anymore. Hard to tell, but
I it's hard to tell where something originated from at this point because
yeah,
it's so saturated,
yeah.
and especially especially now, specifically your body of carvings, because I mean, I don't know how many videos you have, but it's got to be 100 or so
Well, I think,
tutorials.
probably pushing 300 at this point, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's wild to think about that you have 300 carvings that you have put out there to teach everyone, and so many people in the carving community get introduced to wood carving because of you. Like I've said it before, you've spawned thousands of carvers through your
Yeah.
videos, and it's got to be weird because all of these copycat carvings are floating out there that were all inspired by your work, and some of them are exactly cookie cutter the same, and some of them are similar to what I did, and they branched off and made it their own. Um,
Yeah, but again, it's the same. Go back to Gene Messer and those guys, like, there's nothing new. It's just different variations, but yeah, there's a lot of, even when people do my tutorials, they may do it the same once or twice or whatever, but if they continually do it, it'll change and become theirs. It just
yeah,
happens. It just happens. They know what they like, or different little cuts here or there, and rare does anybody not differentiate or go off on their own with, after they're in a shape
yeah,
or style, so nope.
yeah. Their own hand comes into play too. I mean, their
Yeah,
grip
it has to.
strength, and
Yep,
it has to.
yep,
Yeah, it's just a natural flow of how
yep.
each individual carves their projects. Now,
So
how do you go about creating these ideas for your videos? Like you said, they it's got to be hard to come up with new ideas.
well, I work alone, and I have a crazy brain, so I think of ideas aren't hard. Ideas aren't hard at all. In fact, every time an idea, I have, notes on my phone, and I'll put notes of, what ideas that pop in my head, and then, I don't draw anything. This is my downfall. So if it's a one by one, I'll just take it one by one, kind of get a shape, but I'll just carve. I'll just start carving. It's not hard to throw away a one by one. Like, that didn't work. Chuck it, or grab another one. And I carve these out of big boards. So they're pennies a piece. So I just carve, and then when I get to a shape I kind of like, then I want the measurements to be easy also. So I
Mhm.
want points at half an inch or 1 inch, or, say put a mark at half inch, put a mark at 1 inch, So if nobody wants to say, okay, when it gets to 7/16, turn, you just want to make it easy. And then
Yeah.
I try to hone in from that. And then that's easy to teach that way. And if you follow along, you should get, or decent facsimile at least. Whether it's, you know, I think most people's problem is not their carving; it's their knife sharpness. To be honest, so
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
yeah, I see a
Well, that's
lot
why
of
most
guys.
people quit because they
Yeah,
can't sharpen.
yeah, and keeping your knife sharp is not hard. But you see some that look like they got chewed by a beaver, and if they just had a sharp knife. And I'm no different because like I said, I was carving with a big bushcraft knife in the beginning, but it's just stick with it and learn how to sharpen your knife. You'd be so much happier.
Yeah, that was my downfall in the beginning. I had a flex cut detail knife, I guess it was,
Yeah,
and once it got dull, I attempted to sharpen it and I screwed up the angles and I just couldn't get it sharp again, and then I did more damage than good, and eventually I was like, I just can't get it sharp. It's not cutting at all at this point, and I just completely abandoned it. I put the knife in a drawer and I stopped carving. Um, and then someone bought me, I think it was my dad. He bought me a new knife, and I tested it out. I was like, wow, this is amazing.
yeah,
Like, why can't I get the other one? And then because I had that old beat up knife, I just spent like a few weeks and I was like, I'm going to just sharpen this and figure it out.
yeah,
And I looked at a bunch of tutorials and I was like, I don't care what happens to that knife because it already doesn't work.
yeah,
And then that's how I learned how to resharpen it and regrind the profile and everything. And then, of course, over the years of dulling my knives or dropping it on the floor or something, I've had to touch things up, and you learn as you go.
yeah.
But
So, what's your go-to to keep your knife sharp right now?
so I mostly just do the stropping at this point.
Yeah,
Occasionally, when I have to touch it to a stone, I have Spyderco ceramic stones.
the V,
No, they're like
the flat stone. Okay,
a flat
okay,
stone. I have the fine and I
yeah,
think super fine or whatever they call it. They
yeah,
they don't go by the standard grits as like a normal stone. But I also have a little diamond card stone
yeah,
um, that works a lot better than the ceramic stones. The ceramic stones are too fine, so it
yeah.
takes
That's a real
forever.
finishing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's just basically shining it up and polishing it. So,
When I started carving, I remember listening to the old carvers say, "You're not a wood carver if your knife has never touched a stone. You haven't carved enough."
mhm.
And I'm still waiting to touch a stone. I
So you
have
don't ever touch a stone?
never, no, but I still it's still sharpening in a way with a power strop.
Yeah.
So I have a leather belt, and that's
Okay.
all I've used. I love it. I love it. So
Yeah, the only reason I ever touch it to the stone is, I mean, I live in the city. I carve outside, I carve in my garage. It's concrete. I
yeah,
drop my knives
yeah, I've
a
done
lot.
that with some gouges, and it's
Yeah.
painful. It hurts when it happens.
Yeah. Like I recently got a Badger State blade, my first Badger State, and beautiful knife. And I was carving outside on my porch, and I don't know what happened. The knife just flew out of my hand, and it went straight down on the tip on the concrete and just broke the tip off. So I had to
Yeah,
regrind it, and it was maybe a week old at that point,
yeah.
the
Oh,
knife.
that's painful.
Yeah. And then I have I have a regular strop, like a Beavercraft one that I use,
Yeah,
and it takes forever. So I retrofitted my lathe. I have a lathe with I put a cotton buffing wheel
yep,
and I
yeah,
just use that as a power strop.
yep. Works good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
works really, really well. And I recently got this new compound, the ZAM
that's
compound.
a paste.
Yeah, it comes in like a tube.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Um, and it works pretty well. I was using the regular green block compound before.
Yeah. Yeah, what
I
is
don't
that?
know. I don't know
Those
them too
that's
well.
damn, isn't that some kind of an automotive polish or something?
I don't
Is
know,
that
but
what that is?
I do know Alec uses it.
Does he? Okay. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard of it
Um,
before, but anyway. Yeah, no, I'm always curious because, like I said, there's guys that say, you gotta use a stone all the time." I'm like, "I never use a stone." So,
yeah,
it's
I could see why, but depends on the type of wood you're carving as well, I guess. If you're
I
carving a
suppose.
real hard, dense wood, maple or cherry, then you probably need
Yeah,
to touch the stone every once in a while.
yeah, or switch to basswood. It's so much easier.
Yeah. Although I
Nice.
will say there's some basswood that's like iron.
Oh, okay, so where are you located?
So I'm in New York City.
You're in New York City, okay.
Yeah.
But, I am just so covetous of all the basswood, like the Minnesota way and
Hmm.
Wisconsin basswood, that I used to order it from the States and have it shipped up here, and because my basswood in Canada, I mean, it's still very carvable, but that stuff is butter. That that, uh, that Wisconsin and that stuff is so nice to carve. It's a dream. It's, but it just costs so much money now. Well, now I wouldn't even bother because, about
Yeah, with the tariffs and all that.
the
And
tariffs and stuff, it's craziness, so but
yeah, when I bought this cottonwood bark, I bought it from Canada and I got demolished on the shipping and the tariffs.
yeah. Well, the tariffs should be pretty light your way, but the duties probably, but the tariffs
Mm.
coming my way are even worse.
Oh, is it? Wow, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it's just awful. What a time. Crazy time, but yeah, we're all, paying more for stuff, so
Yeah, it's definitely not fun. Why do you think that the basswood is harder where you are versus Wisconsin and all those
honestly,
areas?
I don't know if it's the growing time, a little bit colder. See, it's a little bit colder up there than even where I am because people think Canada's way in the north. I actually live below the northern parts of those states, right? Like
Okay.
I'm down in the bottom between the Great Lakes. Like I'm closer. Like I'm only a stone's throw to Detroit.
Hmm.
So all those northern states. So maybe it takes slower growing. I'm not sure, but it is. It's just butter. Like I,
Yeah, I heard somewhere, I wish I could remember. It was many years ago, but someone told me that, could be wrong, and I've said it before. th- The basswood in the warmer climates is much softer than the basswood in the colder climates because of the harsh winters. The tree has to like be a lot stronger to deal with the cold. And I
so
guess
maybe
because in yeah, so I
so
don't know if that's
I have it
true.
backwards then. I'm not sure.
I don't know. Someone told me I had it backwards, so I don't know. I've heard it both ways now,
Yeah,
and
I
I
don't
don't know
know. I
what to
know it's
believe.
totally different though. Like that's white wood. Like this guy I did today. Can you see how dark that
Hmm.
basswood is compared to like this is more basswood from the states. You see the color
Oh
difference
yeah,
even?
that's a big
And
difference.
this is just
Do they
hard to
have
cut.
any finish on them, oil or?
No, those are both untouched.
Oh, because he looks like he might have had some oil touched on him.
No, if he had oil, he'd be like that color.
A lot darker.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, our wood up
Yeah,
here is a little bit darker and a little bit tougher.
like I just finished carving this bear. Um,
Oh, yeah. It's a
and
handful.
this thing felt like a piece of iron.
Yeah.
It took forever, and it was originally why I put this down. I started this a couple of years ago, and I forgot why I put it down. And then when I started recarving it, I was like, oh, I remember. The
Yeah.
wood was just dense and hard and heavy, and um, but I was determined to get it done, so I got it done.
How are you when you carve? Are you good to put, say, okay, time's up. I'm just going to go and do something else? Or do you get sucked in? I have this problem that once I start, I always like to try and finish, if possible, finish my carving. I
Y-
have a hard time putting it down, or else I'll just carry it with me all day and keep pecking
Yeah,
at it.
I do that too. I'll carry it with me in my pocket and think about it, or I'll look at it and say, where can I take things? Um, it depends on the type of project, I guess.
Yeah,
There's some times when I'm really, really invested in a piece, um, like the Frankenstein I did back there. That was a start to finish for me. I did
yeah,
not stop. I think I stopped to like eat lunch or something, but it was in my mind, and I was just in the zone. I was like, I gotta finish this. I gotta get it done. And then there's some things where I just kind of don't care, and I'm just kind
yeah,
of making chips, and whatever happens, happens.
yeah. Well,
But
my
yeah,
faces,
there's times I get sucked in.
I'm kind of stuck down here, so I can't really carry the faces, the big faces with me. But
Yeah.
the flat plane stuff, I always like to carry something. So.
Now I know you've been doing a lot of the flat plane. How did that kind of come into play for you? Um, because that's pretty new for you, I think,
Well,
that your
you
infatuation with it.
well, and I like that you say that because it's true, but it's totally not true because that's how I started carving with Gene
Flat
Messer.
plane?
Plane.
Okay.
And I just went off on all these tangents. And but if you look at most of my tutorials, I bet you even 95% of my tutorials, they're all flat plane of some sort. Knife only, mostly flat
Yeah.
plane. The only if you want to define flat plane for me, that's another story because people say that plane minimal, no lies, no like minimal detail and whatnot. But I mean, like carbide
Mhm.
and stuff. But I think to me, flat plane is knife only, and you can see facets, right?
That's true. Yeah, I didn't think of it that way, but
So if that's
I
the
guess
case, then that's all I've ever done on the
yeah, I guess for me it's more that Scandinavian style, I guess,
yeah.
like the Charles Banks where they
Well,
very
that
angular
difference
looking.
is these are the biggest carvings I've been doing, right? So in that sense, they're larger carvings, and I really like. I think I fell in love with the size, to be honest. The
It's a
bigger
good
sizes
size.
and the nice handful and nice big facets. I just love facets. So that's a weird thing to say, but yeah, I'm a facet fanatic. No,
Fast
no,
food.
I just love I love flat plane carving. Some people look down on it. You got to do all this extra detail and stuff, and no, I love it. So
I find it really challenging because it's deceptively it's deceiving looking because it's very minimalistic,
yeah,
those flat planes, because of the facets, but you have no room to hide
it's
your
fair.
mistakes.
Yeah,
It's like you have to make almost like a one cut and done
for sure.
to
Yeah,
achieve that look, and that's really hard if you don't have the knife skills. And so
yeah.
yeah, you can't hide behind like a grizzly beard and a hat and wrinkled clothes. And I guess you could still add those elements, but there's not a lot of room for error.
Some of the old cats in the back in the day, the flat plane, you look at them now, though, and you're like, they're actually awful, for, for that reason. Those
Yeah,
splinters off the side and missed cuts and whatever, when they were just mass producing it and didn't care. And I think that's maybe how some of it, like, there's a lot of these. You ever see those Quebec carvings? Were a big fad,
I
like in the
don't
'70s. They were
I
every
don't
house
think
in
so.
Canada has a couple anyway. But yeah, they're just mass produced quick, so they weren't as personal. But this stuff here, especially Charles Banks, like Charlie Ripsall really popularized flat plane carving in my mind. Charles Banks is a student of Harley, but the
Hmm.
motion that he's added, I think that's just
It's great.
a whole new whole new way. Like, got one of his other guy, like his fishing guys, I'm talking over everything here, but fun. Like, he just
Yeah.
brings such a fantastic new approach to the flat plane carving. It's, I just love what he does.
It
Maybe
is
that's
it
my
is
biggest
very
excitement
refreshing.
is that maybe that's my real new excitement with the movement like that. So
It is really cool to see, and I just love how he's able to achieve that motion with the carvings.
yeah,
Like the wind blowing in the beard is the one I like the most. Um, and it's just such a cool look and added element to
yeah, yeah,
and already a really cool carving. It just elevates it that much more.
yeah. I did the when I took this class last year. I don't even know where it is anymore. But let me move you 1 second. Oh, here it is. It's an old
Can you
fisherman.
center it a little more? Oh yeah, that's cool.
That's what we did in the class with the old harpoon. It was a series on fishermen, as you can see, with the big fish. And
Yeah.
I just thought that was the funnest thing ever. So I think that's what really made me extra excited about flat pan carving when I go on about it in the last year or two.
No, that's really cool. Do you have any plans of making videos based on those larger style flat planes?
We- For sure. And I think maybe I did a big gnome video without the instruction, but definitely not uh, using his stuff. Like I'll have to
Yeah,
come up
you
with
create your own.
I need to come up with some characters, but definitely I'm going to start moving to that size more. Like I said, the one by one series was great and people loved it, and but that was for YouTube for me. Like
Yeah.
these are the guys I want to carve now are the bigger guys, and like I said, I think eventually I will start selling some stuff, and I'd rather sell something a little bit bigger than the little minis.
Yeah.
So,
It's hard to price your work on these little minis too because they take what, an hour, and you got to paint it is another hour, and what do
oh
you
yeah,
sell it for? 20 bucks, and you can only sell it for so much without it looking ridiculous, the price tag.
you know, but if it's a collector, maybe who knows?
As a collector, yeah, I could see that. I've sold some of my work at craft shows cuz I do other things, cutting boards, boxes, and
Yep.
all that stuff. And I'll display the carvings, and I'll ask for some outrageous prices on them and some very undervalued prices, and I've been surprised by both how something that's dirt cheap won't sell, and I've been surprised how something very expensive will sell. So you
Yeah.
never really know.
So I've had this discussion with Alec many times, like art versus craft.
Hmm.
So to me, this is still art, but it'd be more considered more handcraft. Like what? But like which one gets more money? This one makes me happy though. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's such a weird thing. So I don't know. You can't chase money on the art, but the art pays. Art you can. I've seen ridiculously priced wood carvings, and they don't do much for me, but they sell.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
weird because I've seen some ridiculously priced wood carvings that, and not to bash another wood carver or artist, but the skill level isn't up to par
Mhm.
to where
Yeah.
the art price tag is. And not to say that it's not worth that. I'm sure they put in a lot of time and effort, and but still, like I can't see the I I,
I
I can't justify it, I guess, if
No,
that
I
makes
understand
sense.
because the boxes of carvings that I have on shelves over here, seriously, boxes and boxes of carvings, I would be too embarrassed to sell. Nobody would know what's wrong with them except for me. Like
Except for
the only
you or
the
another
only
carver,
or
maybe.
another carver, but maybe only the last year or two, I'd say I would feel confident or selling, you know, after all these years of teaching it. People are in too big of a hurry. Let's tell the people right now, wood carving is not a get rich quick scheme.
Yeah,
Don't
definitely not.
don't make a carving and run to Etsy. Give some away.
I've seen a lot of people do that where they want to turn their hobbies into a moneymaker.
You
I'm
ruin
guilty
it.
of it. I've you know I've been doing woodworking and wood carving for close to 15 years at this point.
Yep,
But when I first started, I didn't try selling things. I was
yeah.
making it for family. I was making it for myself. It wasn't until several years later where I was like, okay, let me start doing craft shows to try to, for me, it was to justify buying more equipment.
Mhm.
And it wasn't like, I want to be rich or make money off of it. Um, Later on over the years, I kind of sort of made a career out of it. I worked in a frame shop as a day job, and then, I'd get commissioned to build like a little table or a stool and things like that. But yeah, I
Yeah,
think a lot of people are quick to just make something their first project and throw it up there.
yeah. Or either throw it up quick to sell and think they're gonna do it, but if they sell that first thing, you gotta make another one. You gotta make another one. What if you get orders? Then you have
Yeah.
stress, it's pressure, it's not enjoyable anymore. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's
It takes away the joy. Like a good friend of mine, I don't know if you saw the episode. It was the very first episode, the guest episode with Cody Bonham. He's goes by Block and Knife
oh,
on Instagram.
I love his stuff. Cody's great.
His stuff his stuff is great, and he is a machine
Yep,
because he's supplementing his income through Etsy.
yep,
And I talked to him quite a bit about it because he carves a lot of the same things over and over again to sell.
yep.
And he does get burnt out from it. Like anyone, it's got to be annoying because sometimes you just want to carve what you want to carve.
Well, my only caution when I say that, don't rush out and sell because if you start so this is what happened to me with the YouTube videos. If you start selling at a level, you just start carving, you get to a level, you start selling, that's where you cap off your level because now you're only carving to sell the same type of things. And, I found myself teaching beginner wood carving videos for 5, 7 years, never getting to reach farther because I was always practicing the next beginner
Mm,
carving. And, if that makes
yeah.
sense,
Yeah, you're capping yourself.
you're not getting to grow and learn the full hobby before you venture into selling. I'm all for selling carvings. Just don't
Yeah.
be in a big hurry.
Interesting.
Etsy is full of like one by ones I see people doing and stuff. It's like
I
like
see. Well, that's why I give Cody a lot of respect for what he does because he's always trying to be innovative and come up with newer ideas and change things up. And now he's absolutely killing it. He's carving these candles, these like
yeah,
candle ghosts,
yeah,
and they look awesome. And he's very serious about wanting to improve his skills. He does Santas, he does ghosts and other things.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean but I give him a lot of credit. Etsy is a tough racket. I've done it and tried it. Um, and you get what you put into it, but it's a lot of putting in
Yeah. No, I really
a
like
lot of
Cody's
effort.
work. and especially a snowman. I have a
Yeah.
It's hard to, so like I said, there's nothing new. A snowman's a snowman, but just the way that he does his, I like them. But if there's somebody, I got to shout out another guy though. And that's I kind of ripped him off with like these kind of snowmen, and it's Rustic Road Studios.
S- Can you center it?
You see that?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So this is Rustic Road, Eric Ringcliffe, the fantastic flat plane carver, and I can't help. I took so much influence from him with these big guys like that, and yeah, I can't deny that's totally influenced from him. So because everybody, what do you do, right? So
It's part of the game. I mean, you're going to
yeah,
be influenced by everyone. You're
yeah,
going to see one element and you're going to incorporate it into your project, and you're going to cherry pick what aspects you like and hopefully come
yeah.
up with your own stuff.
And Blake Lunsford, he did the past and everything evolves from everybody sharing with everybody. There's only a couple guys that get really miserable, and
Yeah.
think they own the piece of something or crazy.
Yeah, it is. Like I
People,
Blake
you hear,
is
go ahead.
no, I was going to say I carved this hobo,
Yeah.
and he was inspired by Blake and Johnny Layton.
Okay. Yeah.
So Blake had a hobo that I really liked. I didn't do the little stick with the bag on it, but I liked the idea. And
Yep.
then Johnny had certain elements like with the open-toed shoes. I'm sure it's not an original idea, but I saw it on his
Yeah.
piece, and I was like, "Hey, that's cool. I want to put it on my own." And yeah, so that's I'm picking and choosing elements from carvers
Yep.
that I like and respect,
Yep.
and trying to create my
And
own piece.
Pinterest is a fantastic thing too that you go on there, and they just don't give enough credit to who made what. But there's so many wood carvings on there that you can just pick little bits and bites from everybody. And nope, it's like I said, there's nothing new, but you just don't think about it till you see it.
Yeah. I don't
So
ever use Pinterest all that much. I should
no,
get on there because a few people have mentioned it.
yeah, it's not just for girls. Yeah,
Girls and wood carvers.
yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's cool. Um, yeah, I don't want to eat too much of your time doing this. But I did want to ask you if you were to give advice to new aged carvers, specifically the content creators who want to make tutorial videos, what type of advice would you give them going into this?
Hmm, that's a good question.
A hard one, I guess, right?
It is a hard one.
uh,
I have a I have a mean answer. uh,
I'll take a mean answer.
well, it's not a mean answer. It's just I never got any success telling people exactly how to do things.
Hmm.
This is how I do it. I'm no expert. Don't be an expert. Is what I'm. Because there's a different way of doing everything. And then once in a while, you see people like they come on with a big ego and they think they're going to tell you exactly how to do. This is the only way to do it, and just be open and humble, and yeah, don't be a know-it-all, because there's for every one way you do it, there's 10 different ways that are just as good.
Sure.
And what was the question? Content creator?
Like, yeah, what kind of advice would you give these content creators that want to get into the wood carving tutorial realm?
Yeah, how about it?
Just go for it.
Well, I'm like I said, I'm an accidental uh, wood carving teacher. So, like, honest to goodness, I'm talking to you right now. I was nervous to do this call.
Were you really? I was nervous to do it.
Like, you put me in front of 5 or 10 people. I've never taught a class. I've never done anything. Yeah, I've got thousands and thousands of views, but you put 10 people in front of me, I might be puking in the back. I'd be sick. It's like I said, I don't belong in this, so I don't really have any great advice other than just don't give up, because you put out one thing. Everything that I've ever made that I thought was the greatest thing I've ever made to date failed, and it was always the videos that I didn't have any confidence in and thought they were just slapped together and quickly done are the ones that did well. Seriously, my
Isn't
worst.
that's funny?
The more time I put into a video, I tank it. so
Yeah, I
so
guess
yeah,
it's like keep your expectations low, I guess, type
yeah. Well,
thing.
just turn the camera on. Some are gonna hit and some are gonna miss, and keep on plowing.
Yeah,
It's
I
my
guess the
advice.
consistency is key.
Yep.
Just keep going for it.
Just keep going, and the seasons make a difference for engagement. Topics like, don't become a slave to your audience, and I'm guilty of
Mm.
that. Back a few years, like I was to the point of resentment. Now
Mm.
I got to do this for them, you know. Do
Yeah.
what do what you have, because and they can tell. So do what excites you. Don't do things because the algorithm says you should, or this is what's popular at the time, even if you hate it. You're never gonna see me carve a cowboy or a
You
horse.
just don't like cowboys. Yeah.
I'm in lumberjack land. I'm not a cowboy guy, right? And
Yeah,
just
I don't like the cowboys that much either, but
no,
yeah.
yeah, and horses and stuff. Horses can screw off. we I said that before, but we boarded horses when I was a kid, and be out in the pasture, and they'd be chasing me around and hitting me, and you know, throwing me around. I hate horses.
Yeah, I like horses, but when I was younger, I was feeding a horse once and I was feeding him grass or hay or something, and he grabbed my finger. He bit on my finger and yanked me over the barbed wire fence, and that wasn't a fun day for me.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
ever since then, me and horses have been a little,
yeah. I don't
on the
I
outs.
like horses, but like I said, just do what excites you. Don't do it so you feel be successful because your heart's not in it. People can tell. And,
Yeah.
that's advice, right? There you go.
Yeah, definitely.
Came up with
I mean,
something.
it's hard because I see a lot of these guys and I think, I'm not saying they do, but maybe they want to try to chase the numbers.
Yeah,
Um, and you're going to just make, and not just in wood carving, it's in any realm of
yeah,
YouTube,
for
and
sure. Yeah,
where they just, okay, I got to hit this month's mark, and they'll sell their soul, I guess, to
yeah,
try to hit that number. And it does show. I have seen it in other content creators.
yeah. Or try to
Um,
do something extreme, or come up with some even like
yeah.
my YouTube titles, they suck as far as the algorithm goes. Like they want some. I can't believe this came out of the piece of wood. Kind of. I can't do
Yeah.
that.
They
I
want
just can't.
grabby
I can't.
titles.
I can't
Yeah.
do it. That's just gross. So
Yeah, I'm struggling with the titles with these episodes too because, I'm asking, I'm looking into ways like what does YouTube want for click-through rate, and then I'm like also
I know.
I'll try to work it, and to me it sounds ridiculous where you'll never believe what this wood carver
Yeah,
said, and it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
it's so weird. Like
yeah,
I'd rather just call it something like episode 20
yeah.
with Doug, and just leave
Doug,
it at that. But
yeah.
I know it'll get no views if I do that.
I know.
because
No,
it's not specific enough, or so you have to kind of play the game, but
yeah,
also not
but
really.
I'm a little bit older too, though. But what's worth more though, like the big numbers or whatever, or just being content? YouTube will hurt you, like mentally. Like I
Mm,
have found it will take over your brain. Like it'll become more important than anything in your life if you let it. Just even your thought life of constantly churning numbers and analytics and future videos and topics like it can cripple your brain and not let you live a better life. And still gonna die at the end
yeah.
of it.
Very nihilistic of you.
Well, I'm just saying, like, what good is the
It's
numbers?
true.
Who cares? Who
It's
really
true.
cares?
So
My
how do you get around thinking that? Because I mean, obviously you've done it for 10 years. I'm sure you've hit every pitfall
well,
and
yeah,
fell into every trap.
I
How did you
just
get out of that?
I'm only back from like a what was I off last time? Like 4 or 5 months. I quit.
Yeah.
I just couldn't do it. Like
Now, how hard is it to actually just say like I'm done and you stop?
that's the
Or do you
easiest
just hit
part.
like a breaking
That's the
that's
easiest
the
part.
easiest.
Yeah.
You just hit a breaking point.
Well, I just recognize it. Like this is not what my life is. Like it sounds
And what
nihilistic, like you said, but like I have things that are falling down around me, and you get
yeah.
focused on a bunny rabbit.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, meanwhile, your shed's falling down in your backyard. Like it's just
Mm.
yeah. If I had been
And
smart, maybe I would have gone full time and tried to figure out a way. Like I had a sponsor for a while, the Woodcarving magazine, but even that I
mm,
didn't even like it. I didn't like doing it. And but if you were smart, you'd chase like my email's full every week of sponsorships that I could be doing and making it more worthwhile. Sponsorships are better money than all the YouTube videos put together. Like that's where the money is. So if you wanted to make more money, go for the sponsors, but then you're a sellout. Then it's just
yeah, and then you're full of advertisements
yeah.
and everything and
He's just in it for the money. And
yeah. And then there's a whole element of having to deal with the trolls and the hate, the extra
yeah.
added element, I guess.
Anyway,
Now,
yeah.
what draws you back in though when you say you quit and you stop for months? What pulls you back to doing it?
I just I don't know why. I just good question. I quit. I'm good. I'm done for good. No, I don't I guess I like putting together videos and, yeah. I just would rather do it on my terms, you know what I mean? Like, when it's my time. So you'll see now I'm more sporadic. I don't have a weekly video that, I come up with because I'm doing all kinds of
Yeah.
other stuff now and enjoying life, and, like I said, that's my that honestly, that is my warning is don't let YouTube take over your life because it can and it will if you start
Yeah, I'm starting
if
to see that.
yeah, yeah. And, it damages a lot of families and relationships and, yep. So,
Yeah. I'm definitely starting to see that doing this podcast because I committed to a weekly drop.
yeah,
Um, so I'm constantly thinking about, okay, I need to keep searching for guests.
yeah.
Um, and yeah, it does. I don't want to say it's consumed my life, but it's definitely it's taken up a significant amount of time because I have
Well,
to
in this
meet
case
with
too,
everyone, edit things. Yeah.
you still wanna carve, but
Yeah.
imagine you're carving just to make the video, then every week, it's like you just get done one, as soon as you press upload, "Now what? Now what? Next, next, next," right?
Yeah.
And, yeah, it's really not that important in the grand scheme of things.
No. But I will say it has to be somewhat surreal for you because as much as you may receive a lot of hate or trolls, I would assume you receive a tremendous amount of love and respect and
Yeah, for sure.
admiration.
For
I
sure.
mean, so how does that kind of come into play? Because that has to
Well, I don't believe them, you see.
you don't believe.
I have like I said, I came at this from the bushcrafters angle, but I have such a
Yeah.
hard time accepting it because I have that, imposter syndrome to this day.
Mm.
I know there's real I call them real carvers, the good carvers, you know? Like, there's amazing carvers out there that don't have the popularity, and that makes me feel like the, imposter, but that's I guess that's on them for not getting out there, but, yeah, it's hard to swallow for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
I
because
appreciate it for sure, but, yeah.
yeah, because too much praise has to be a bad thing also.
If you
Like, you know,
yeah, but I don't like I said, I don't believe it, so
you don't believe him.
I just don't believe them. So it hasn't gone to my head.
Well, that's good. You're pretty well grounded
Yeah,
with all that.
yeah. I tell you, like I said, I'm a farm boy in a small town. The internet's just the internet to me. Like
Yeah.
I don't walk uptown and get mobbed. It's you'll go to
Like,
the feed
Doug, here
store.
you go, taking
Yeah,
pictures of you.
yeah. Well, when I do go to a show, some people want to do that.
Well, that's yeah.
Strange. So that we've had to take some too. Like, not that many people have that, but in the older days, like we had to change our phone. The
Mm.
people showing up at my door and at my work and stuff. And,
Oh, that's kind of weird.
it's very weird.
Yeah.
Paid for my wife and kids. So
Yeah, that's got to be pretty scary because you don't know. I mean, I would
but
imagine they're harmless, but that's still a pretty extreme
they
thing to want to
they
do.
are harmless. Sure, most never
Yeah.
felt thing, but it's just weird. People come to your
Yeah.
house invited.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Yeah, but anyway,
Anyway, yeah. I don't want to keep you any longer. I do appreciate you taking the time to do this, so I guess it's a good place to wrap it up.
well, I appreciate all the kind words you guys have said over the few episodes that I've heard. We'll settle up that bill later that I owe you
Yeah,
for all that.
but just know Doug doesn't believe a word of it. He doesn't care and doesn't believe it.
Not that I don't care.
So,
I'm appreciative, but yeah, like I said, I still have that imposter syndrome, and I don't let it go to my
yeah.
head at all.
Well, for what it is worth, I want to thank you on behalf of the wood carving community. I mean, what you have done for me and for many others has been tremendous. I mean, it has literally been life altering in many ways.
Yeah,
It's helped so many people out. For me specifically, I will say your videos have helped me learn how to carve and learned how to improve my skills and as a jumping off point, but also secondary the podcast aspect of it because you and Alec had your podcast, Coffee and Carving. I always
yeah,
mess the name up, but
yeah.
um, that was also a big inspiration for me wanting to do my own carving podcast. So I just want to thank you
Well,
for that. Um, your work is very inspiring
well,
to me.
thank you for that, and yeah, I'm happy you're doing these. I like to sit and listen to other people's journeys, and yeah, don't quit.
No, I won't. I will do more than 100 episodes. I will say that. I'll make
Okay,
that promise right
make
now.
it 101's your
One
goal at least. Yeah,
101 and I'm done.
that's
No.
it. He's out the door.
That's it.
Yeah. No,
It's for
don't put stress on yourself either. If it's biweekly even, it's okay. So,
yeah, when I set out, I was like, I'm only going to do X amount of episodes. I initially said I'm going to do 12 and I'm done. Not that I'm done, but 12 to see where it goes, if people
Yeah,
were interested, if they were not. And happy to say that, we're many episodes deep and
yeah,
there doesn't seem to be an end in sight for right now. Maybe I'll stop for a little while and come back, but
yeah.
we'll see. We'll see.
All right. Well, it's been fun
Yeah.
chatting.
Yeah.
So,
So just thanks again for coming on. If you guys enjoyed the episode, please make sure to like and subscribe to the Modern Woodcarver Podcast. And be sure to check Doug Linker's videos out if you haven't already, which I'm sure all of you have. You won't be disappointed. And carve a chicken.
Carved chicken.